Space Cowboy Books presents Simultaneous Times, a science and speculative fiction podcast. Short stories to stir the imagination by contemporary authors.
In this episode, we bring you stories from the pages of Radon Journal. Instructions for Self-Reflection by Parker M. O'Neill, with music by Fog Machine, read by Jean-Paul Garnier. The trick is to never look your mirror self dead in the eye. The trick is to miss the mark by slight angles, to speak and act in fractionally incorrect ways. Never, for instance, smile your identical smiles at the same instant on either side of the silvered glass. Never acknowledge any accident of timing that leads you to stretch or yawn just as she does the same. Never let yourself think for a second that you're looking at your own reflection. Neither of you should want to destabilize the mirror. Neither of you should be in any way confused or upset about being you, about being the you that you are. There is an ocean of silver between how you should feel and how you do feel. Never give ground. Never admit to working at the coffee shop that, in her world, on her side of the mirror, is her favorite daily splurge. She treats you like a little sister, which, on some level, repulses you. You're two sides of the same coin. You're the same person in different circumstances. If you met her gaze and reached through the mirror, you could touch the locks of her flawless hair. You should never, of course, do this. Never let her see your bitterness. The trick is to keep it to yourself. When she tells you she's going out to a nice restaurant, save that sour envy under your tongue for a rainy day. All you can do is nod along, smile back, walk to work, flirt with the regulars if you want to pay rent this month. When your coworker complains about his own mirror self getting a promotion over on the other side, you might grimace in shared spite, but never tell him what you've imagined, what you contain. You can be resentful later. You can shudder and vomit. You can pinch your arms and slam your fist into your thighs and bite your tongue. You can bruise, and you can be bruised. When your mirror self is late to your weekly meeting, when you find yourself staring into an empty, silvery space where your face should be, where a more put-together version of your face should be, hold that frustration in. Do not grimace at its vinegar burn. When she stumbles into frame, finally, saying she thinks this latest boy might be the one, force yourself to smile. You can't afford to date right now. You can barely afford breakfast. She'll ask you if you've tried this one expensive conditioner that works great for her curly hair, for both of your curly hair. Do not remind her that she asked you this last month. Smile. You don't want to scare her away. Never forget that this is supposed to be helpful for both of you. For her, something between sisterhood and charity. A way to offer advice to a worse-off version of herself and be thankful for her good fortune. For you, aspiration. A way to see the version of yourself that had no trouble finding a job after college. A you that goes on dates and drinks rosé and has light brown ringlets that she claims she's never dyed. And why would she lie to her mirror self? But this aspiration is rotting, and the trick is to resist giving in to its metastasizing corruption. It's the roiling burn in your stomach when you go to work sick because the alternative is getting fired. The pressure building behind your eyes when your mirror self moves into a luxury apartment in Hyde Park. It's the venom you feel when you get catcalled walking home after your late shift. When you shout back at the car as it speeds away into the night. When you clutch your little plastic self-defense keychain so hard your hand bleeds. Like you could scream until your lungs were raw, like there's nothing you wouldn't do to someone who deserved it. So easy to give token resistance to your own impulses. Tell yourself you're fighting these incubating urges. Convince yourself that this is what self-control is, that tamping these thoughts down is all that you can do. The trick is to let yourself believe that it's impossible, right up until the last moment. You'll lean in close and smile as your reflection does. Meet your mirror self's eyes dead on for the first time. They're the same green as yours, and they're widening in surprise. Reach through the silver, cold and bracing, and grab hold of her brunette locks. Pull with all your might. Don't let her wiggle free. The crown of her head distorts the mirror as she breaks the silver surface tension. Keep pulling. Just a little more struggle. She would do the same in your position. That is all the justification you need. But she flails. She wants to remain her just as much as you want to take her place. Her fist slams into the glass, and your heady rosé dream shatters with the mirror as the pieces rain down on her throat. Is this what you wanted? You couldn't get her all the way through. She gurgles, eyes rolling, head and neck protruding from what's left of the mirror. Is this what she deserves? Your mirror self is dying. You are dying. And you could save her. Or you could finish what you started. Pull her the rest of the way through, wincing, shaking, apologizing as the jagged edges bite into her. You could grab the silver shards and, carefully, delicately, form them into a blood-slicked facsimile of their original shape. A crude approximation of the mirror that once was. One that might let you through for the price of a few scars. The trick is to steel yourself. Look through what's left of the mirror. Listen to the girl bleeding out next to you and think very carefully about what you deserve. Instructions for Rewilding the Wasteland by Emma Burnett, with music by TSG, read by Jenna Hanchey.
One. Line up. Jostle for a seat on the packed bus. Sit in it uncomfortably as the bus drives deep into the night, deep into the forest. Wonder if it's the size of a city or a state or a continent. Keep your eyes down. Try not to make eye contact with the neatly planted rose. Disembark. Stand around. Wait. Don't talk to your neighbors. Don't ask why they're here. Half listen to the recording that comes out of the speaker on the wall. Hang your head like everyone else. Sigh deeply. Pretend there were other choices you could have made. that wouldn't have led you to this. 2. Sit in an office. Sign the paperwork. 10 years. 15. An extra 5 for all the air miles. -1 for all the veganuaries. As few years as the court allows. More if you want to look like a martyr. Tick the more box. Hope that you will barely notice the passing of time. Believe that everyone will be cut loose at the end. Stagger into a changing room. Ignore the smell of fear and sweat. Strip off. Pack everything tidily into a bag. Pack the bag tidily into a box. Put a name on the box. Everything in due process. Don't look at your neighbors. 3. Walk into the room, just large enough for the cot and the equipment. Don't look at the equipment. Don't flinch at the dirt underfoot. Try not to wince as they insert a stent. Try not to dry heave at the color of the liquid in the bag dripping into you. Lie with your arms above your head. Lie still on the table. Lie rigid on the table. Shudder as your skin hardens. Cry out as your fingertips split. Glance to the side. Catch a glimpse of your arm. Whimper softly. Wonder if your voice will remain at the end of this. Wonder if your eyes will. Ride a sudden wave of nostalgia for the bits of your body you always hated. Wonder what was so wrong with your legs, your stomach, your butt, your hair. Wish you could still sob as it all changes. Feel the liquid diffuse into the roots at your feet, the leaves on your hands. Transpire saltless tears. Silently pray that you'll get all those parts back. 4. Feel yourself compressed as the rigid bodies are stacked around you, on you. Signal stress. Drop leaves. Signal relief as the pressure is released, as one by one they are lifted off, transplanted. Strain your eyes to watch as they are inserted into the ground. Feel the pressure of the robotic arms as they transfer you. Stand upright in the new grove, eyes wide in the bright sunlight. Glance at your neighbors. See them glance at you. Wonder why your eyes are the only things that still function. Curl your root. Do not transmit. Transpire. Stand quiet but for the rustling of leaves in the wind. Feel the vibrations, the rustles and the occasional creak, the occasional groan as the wind whips through the stand, as buses rumble past. Soak up the sun, soak up the carbon. Stand in an inhospitable wasteland and do a good deed. Atone for your past. 10 years. 20. More. Pay off your debts. Pay off your penalty. Pay it forward. Taste in your roots a shared question. Together in stands, wonder how you will know when your time has been served. Wonder how anyone knows, how anyone is released, how anyone could ask. Exchange a shared unease. Watch buses come down new paths. Watch people avert their eyes. Watch as the forest continues to grow.
Dad Jokes by David Lee Zweifler, with music by Dr. Auxiliary, read by the author.
Christmas is tough this year. Dad used to be an important man, the chair of temporal neuroscience at MIT. Brilliant, funny. Now he's lonely, confused, talking about unregulated time travelers stepping on butterflies in the past and changing the timeline. Crazy, not funny. He's making me regret dragging my only son, Chris, back to Boston for the holidays. Dad says he sees the changes, reality updating in real time. That was his focus at the Institute, his obsession, before his colleagues politely, quietly asked him to leave. I can perceive it, you see, he says, loading up his plate with turkey. It's tied to the active temporal lobe of intelligent people and underactive ventral striatum of people with a good sense of humor. People like me. When the former ages, it takes these people a little longer to internalize the changes as they occur. He looks at Mom's empty chair. He says that's why he asks where Mom is, why he's always asking where I put the medal for a Nobel Prize he never won. Why none of his jokes are funny or even make sense. Dad, I speak softly as he passes the ham. You're scaring Peter. Peter? He looks confused, sad. He sighs. Maybe I am losing it, he chuckles. If I wasn't, someone would have gone back and sent Hitler to art school already, right? I don't get it, Peter, my youngest, whispers. Dad, who's Hitler? I smile and stroke my son's head. I don't know, sweetie.
In this episode of Simultaneous Times, you heard Instructions for Self-Reflection by Parker M. O'Neill, with music by Fog Machine. Instructions for Rewilding the Wasteland by Emma Burnett, with music by TSG. And Dad Jokes by David Lee Zweifler, with music by Dr. Auxiliary, all from the pages of Radon Journal. We would like to thank the authors and Radon Journal's editors for making this episode possible. Find out more at radonjournal.com. Theme music by Dane Lesko. Be sure to visit us at our bookstore in Joshua Tree, California, or visit us online at spacecowboybooks.com.